Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Transfer Portal YouTube channel presented by NoContextCFB. And today we have a very, very special guest picker for this week's Week 1 slate of games that we're picking. Writer, producer of some iconic shows, Boy Meets World, one of my personal favorite shows of all time, Girl Meets World, Ghost Writer, streaming on Apple TV right now. And as you can see, he is polishing his Emmy because he is an Emmy Award winner, Mr. Mark Blutman. How's it going today, Mark?
Hey man, nice to meet you. Are you one of the Barstool interns? Big Cat is doing this with me, or is it?
Yeah, Big Cat's just in the other room.
This is not Barstool.
No,
I'm sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry. Then I don't have to impress anybody with that. How are you? It's great to be here.
I'm doing great. It's phenomenal to have you as our guest picker for Week 1.
This is great. Listen, college football is amazing. I love it. Growing up, I was a big fan of McGill, which is one of the best Canadian colleges out there. That's where I grew up. I grew up in Montreal, so it was McGill versus Ryerson, British Columbia U. It wasn't the same. But once I moved down to the States, man, I loved it all. Of course, Liam is a UCLA guy, so I follow them, would take Liam to a lot of games at the Rose Bowl when he was little. And Luke, of course, is a Buckeye fan. And so I actually took him down there for a Michigan State game years ago in the snow and rain. And I love it. And if week 0 is any indication, it's just going to be epic. It's going to be another epic year.
There's going to be a lot of chaos. Hopefully a good year for both UCLA and Ohio State. More likely for Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, they're super strong. I mean, I can't remember an offense, with that many weapons going into the year. Normally a year unfolds and some people become, apparent to other teams and fans. They come out of nowhere. But this team going into the year has, the 3 receivers, Henderson, Stroud. I mean, those are 5 crazy weapons. And by the way, before we jump in, I do want to say, of course, I was kidding around at the beginning. Transfer Portal, you guys are doing an incredible job. I have never seen such a thorough content consistently off season, and you guys should be really proud.
It's people like you that support us throughout this entire process that makes everything worth it. Of course, we love what we do and we want to make sure we provide the best content. So let's jump right into this. We're going to jump into the 2 games on Thursday. We'll start off with the backyard brawl, 2 teams that hate each other. Obviously, there was a clip of Keaton Slovis and going expletive, West Virginia. Pitt versus West Virginia. Who do you have in this one, Mr. Markey?
I got to go Pitt. While they're not going to be prolific like they were last year, I think momentum from last year will get them through this first tussle. And, I would not be surprised if the Italian Stallion records maybe 2 sacks. I'm going Panthers. And, we got to keep Louis Riddick happy. So he'll be happy with a Panther win. He deserves it. One of the best out there.
Yeah, he is one of the best. He'll especially be happy if the Italian Stallion, Habakkuk Baldonado, gets 2 sacks. Moving to the second game of that Thursday slate, second big one. Obviously, there's a lot of games. Penn State at Purdue, a Big Ten brawl.
I don't like Penn State. I don't like Penn State.
Oh.
I don't like Penn State ever. Purdue, Boilermakers. Even though my buddy Howie had issue with the mascot, I was not a fan of the mascot. Penn State, I would never be on the right side of Penn State. And Clifford, the QB,
Yeah. I can agree with Howie on Purdue, Pete, but I can also understand the sentiment of taking Purdue. Next up, UNC at Appalachian State, the battle for North Carolina in Boone. Who do you have this one?
Well, people who know me and people who follow me on social media know that at the end of the day, I'm a man of the peoples, always. And so I'm going App State. Cam Peoples, going to run that rock. They're a great program to root for. There's just something special about them. So App State, man.
Yeah, it even started before the whole Michigan upset back in 2007. They've just been a great program to root for.
Yeah,
And
that,
obviously,
by the way, I mean, I could still picture in my head the uprights, the ball going through, it was amazing. It was amazing. It did end on a field goal, correct?
a blocked field goal.
Block field goal. That's it. So even though I have this, you could still correct me when I'm wrong.
All right, moving on. Cincy
Yes,
at
sir.
Arkansas.
Ooh.
This is a massive game. Cincinnati at Arkansas. Two very good teams, two very good coaches. Who do you have coming out on top in Arkansas?
I like Arkansas. I don't think Cincinnati will recover on the offensive side of the ball without Mr. Ritter. I just don't. And I think Arkansas, Upig Suey. I mean, they showed last year that they're a program on the rise. And, I think Vanderbilt even is proving that the SEC could be anybody's domain this year. So I think teams are going to go in going, why not? Why not us? And I think Arkansas is a team on the upswing. And I like the Razorbacks big time in this game. I really do.
There's a lot to like about Arkansas, and there's a lot to not like about Cincinnati after losing so much talent to the NFL draft.
So much, yeah. And by the way, I'm really happy. Ritter had some. I know it's preseason. The thing about preseason that's so funny to me, if somebody does really well, they're like, "Dude, it's preseason." And then if somebody does really bad, they're like, "Yeah, but it's preseason." Like either way, I thought Ritter had some really good looking snaps, and I think he should get the job within 6 games, I think. But anyway, I don't think Cincinnati will overcome that loss. And I like Arkansas a lot.
Ooh, Pig Suey. Let's go down to
Big
Gainesville.
Suey.
Gainesville, home of the swamp, Florida, new coach, kind of new quarterback. He played last year, but now he's the full-time starter. Anthony Richardson and Billy Napier. Can they take down a Utah team that has playoff aspirations?
Well, that's the thing. This Utah team has positioned themselves. They are darlings of the media right now. They're getting a lot of love as a dark horse. I love Cam Rising. I really do. I also think, speaking of dark horses, he's a likely Heisman dark horse. Dude balled out last year, and there's no reason why he shouldn't continue. So I do see Kyle Whittingham leading his team into the swamp and walking away with a dub.
I believe I saw a stat where this is the first time Florida is a non-conference underdog at home since like 1987 against USC. So long time. Let's see if they can overcome this, being an underdog against a very good team. All right, moving on. Army at Coastal. Of course, we got to talk to Coastal Carolina's quarterback, Grayson McCall. Great interview. You should check out on our YouTube channel. Can they take down an Army Black Knights team that is always so tough to beat?
So here's the thing with Coastal. You got to love the mullet. You got to love the personalities of that team. They are, again, they're the darlings of social media. They're the darlings of the media. They're just fun. I mean, they're just a fun group of people. And you guys at the transfer portal have shown them a lot of love, not just interviewing Grayson, who will be absolutely, I believe, he'll go in the top 2 rounds. That's what I think. I think he's going to ball out and, probably go in the 2nd round. But last year you gave him love, and you had Jeffrey Gunter, who made the Bengals 53. You had him on. Teddy Gallagher, goofball fun. They're just a fun team. And playing Coastal Carolina, playing Army's going to be looking at that hair across the line of scrimmage, and just, they won't be able to focus because they're going to be super jealous. Like, I used to have a mullet till, Corporal Barber clipped it off when I checked in to West Point. They're going to be so jealous of the locks that they're going to see on the other side. So that's Coastal all the way. And like I said, I think Grayson McCall he's an elite spinner of the football.
He is indeed, and I would also be very jealous of the mullets. I used to have one, but I had to cut it off, unfortunately.
I think Liam somewhere within his lettuce, I think he could have a mullet. He can easily, they
He
could
could.
clip around and give him one. That would be a nice look.
It would be a very nice look. We're going to move on to one of the biggest games of the week. Notre Dame going to the Horseshoe to take on those Ohio State Buckeyes that we talked about earlier. Does Notre Dame have any chance?
You always have a chance when you get off the bus. But then once you walk through the tunnel, I think their chance is over. Their chances from bus to tunnel. Listen, man, Brutus could line up as the slot receiver in that offense and, probably pull down 5 for 84 with the 1 or 2 tutties. Ryan Day is a maestro. Hartline is the most incredible wide receiver coach in the universe, because they repeat every year. It's not, oh gosh, we lost Olave, we lost Garrett Wilson. We have a Heisman candidate in Jackson Najigba Smith. We have Fleming, we have Harrison. I mean, those wide receivers are crazy. And, Stroud and Bryce Young will go toe-to-toe throughout the year. They will be as polarizing as 2 political parties in our country. Half the country will be team Bryce Young, half the country will be team Stroud. And it's going to be epic, man. I can't remember 2 quarterbacks, going into a year that command just so much respect. I don't know how Notre Dame, is going to do it. I know, the new coach Freeman, he was looking for bulletin board material, and that ain't going to get it done in the Horseshoe, man. You could put up all the disparaging, disrespectful quotes that the media and the Twitterverse and players have said about the program. It's not going to matter. I mean, I'll go out on a limb. I don't know, 48-21.
That would be a big win for the Buckeyes, covering the spread by a good margin as well.
Yeah, you know a little something about spreads and not covering, don't you? I think your first bad beat.
Yeah, my first bet was a bad beat. I would like to thank UNC for making that game a lot fun, but after the game was not that much fun.
You'll get over it. You'll make money this weekend.
Oh, I will. Make sure to check out the gambling show that just dropped on our YouTube channel the other day. So that's a pretty good plug. Appreciate that one.
Shameless plug. I love it.
Gotta love a shameless plug. We're gonna go down to the Caesar Superdome. We're not going down to Baton Rouge. We're going down to New Orleans to watch the LSU Tigers take on the Florida State Seminoles. Who's coming out on top in NOLA?
A lot depends on what kind of accent Brian Kelly is going to address his team with before the game. If he's able to hold the Cajun Ed Orgeron type accent, I think they'll roll. If in the middle of his speech, it fades into a Midwestern thing, he may lose the locker room. So it's up to Brian Kelly and his accent ability. Given that, I think he'll do a good job, and I do like LSU in this game.
He definitely has an accent. I don't know if I can say it's
Several.
He has several of them. He has the Midwestern, he has the Northeastern, he has the South, he has pretty much every region of the country wherever he has to recruit. So good on him.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
All right. From Caesar Superdome, we move on to the Transfer Portal CFB Group of 5 or FCS. We will have some FCS throughout the year, but this is a Group of 5 game of the week. Houston going into the Alamo Dome to take on Meep, the UTSA Roadrunners. Does Meep keep on meeping?
So this is a problem for me. This is the problem. I loved that Roadrunner team last year. There was a lot to love. And certainly I've become a giant Rashad Wisdom fan. I interact with his mom on Twitter. She's just such an amazing mom. And, they went through tragedy, losing her son, Rashad's brother, Bryce. They're just amazing people, and they're inspiring. And he's a damn good safety as well. Absolutely Sunday bound. Houston scares me. Houston scares me. I think they are. I think they're a tough group, and I originally was going to go Houston, and I think I want to make the switch. I got to stay true to Meat Nation. I have to. I have too much love for Meat, so I'm going to make the switch. And before it airs, I could switch, right?
Oh, of course.
There you go. Meat.
Indeed.
Meat.
That brings us to our final game of the week, the Transfer Portal CFB group, or not group 5. We just did that one. The Power 5 game of the week. Oregon and Georgia will face off in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in Atlanta. So kind of close to a home game for Georgia. Not really, but kind of is. Can Oregon do something good against this amazing Georgia team?
So for this game, it really came down. It was easy for me. A lot of people would be, well, 2 elite teams. You know, eventually in a couple of years, certainly Oregon will be, you know, alone in the Pac-12. So they'll be the class of the Pac-12 once, you know, UCLA, USC leaves. They'll probably leave too. But a lot of people would just flip a coin. I'm going mascots on this one.
Ooh.
I'm going Uga and the duck. Does the duck even have a name? What do they call them?
They used to call the duck puddles, but now it's just the Oregon duck.
Yeah. So this is probably, I don't know, 40th, 50th UGA over the course of their existence in NCAA ball. This one's special. I want people to pay close attention when they go to that sideline shot and the house and there's Zaga just chilling. You know, again, I normally would have gone Oregon in this game, but Bruin, our dog, made it very clear that Uga is, you know, just he's otherworldly as a mascot. He is elite. He is he's generational. Everybody loves him, and you can't bet against Uga. And so, as opposed to all the people that are going to go to the analytics and last 10 matchups between the two schools, returning seniors, et cetera, and throw all the numbers into the AI and then get their, you know, pick back, spit back at them by the AI. I'm going Uga. This is Uga's world, and we are just blessed to live in it. So go Georgia. How about them dogs?
Them dogs, indeed. You know what they do say. The smartest beings on this earth are babies and dogs.
Well, so this is a game, dog versus babies. I'm going to go with the dogs.
Dogs rule the world, indeed. Those are the picks. You're going to stick by them. They're going to go 10-0 if I had to guess. So
I would love at the end of the year to take home some more hardware. So, you know, a lot of your guest pickers are in this just for the sport. I'm in it to win it.
You know, you got to love that type of mentality. I only want to win. You will get a trophy for the guest picker of the year with the best record, which I would assume would be you, because these are 10 amazing picks, 2 game of the weeks. Amazing picks.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Mark Blutman. Once again, Boy Meets World, Girl Meets World, amazing shows. Ghostwriter, Apple TV, stream that now. Anything else you have to say for the people?
Enjoy some Saturday football. Enjoy some. What do we got this week? We got Thursday. We got Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, and Friday. Monday. And when does Maction start?
Maction will start probably about a month and a half. So the Tuesday, Wednesday games, a little bit down the road, but college football is fully back, and that's what matters right now.
Just enjoy the sport, because it is one of the most fun sports to hitch to a team or not. Just watch and support these guys. Transfer Portal CFB. They do amazing work. And you could find me on Twitter at Blutman Mark and on Instagram at Mark Blutman. And again, Andrew, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on the video. Follow us on Twitter. Follow Mark on Twitter. Blutman Mark, T Portal CFB, two amazing Twitter accounts to follow going into this college football season. Thank you so much. Have a great day.